Hello and welcome everyone to the new product webinar. This webinar is designed to help you understand how to efficiently manage engagement and how experts from around the world use tools in their day-to-day life to drive growth and to stay on top of their conversations with customers. Whether you're from a marketing agency, an independent brand, or a consulting professional, this webinar will help you make the most of SocialPilot to drive growth with engagement. With that said, let me introduce myself. My name is Pushkar. I lead product marketing at SocialPilot, and joining me today is Sanjana, a super experienced product leader with a plethora of experience in building SaaS products in various industries. She has a strong history of leading cross-functional teams to create scalable solutions for improving the operational efficiency at large-scale enterprises. So Sanjana will be taking us through some of the really important use cases today for brands and agencies to manage engagement at scale. For those new around here, let me introduce SocialPilot briefly. SocialPilot is an all-in-one solution for managing social media marketing. The platform is trusted by an ever-growing number of 15,000 plus customers from across the world and is highly recommended on G2 for its capabilities. It helps you scale social media marketing with key capabilities of scheduling and publishing on multiple social media accounts simultaneously, backed with AI for content creation. The analytics and reporting capability on SocialPilot really helps you get rid of any other analytics tools as it comes with plethora of features helping you stay on top of your numbers. In addition to these, a really popular capability for agencies is the white label subscription, where you could own the entire suite with your personalized branding and get started in minutes to run your very own social media marketing business. And today's hot topic, engagement, which we'll dive into later on today. Then we'll dive deeper into how to manage engagement at scale by looking at the capabilities of the unified inbox and overall SocialPilot. After that, we'll look at some tips and tricks on managing, engagement and some of the best practices on how to go beyond social media conversations to build a solid reputation. Once we've done with that, we'll also be looking at some of the most important capabilities that were most requested by you and went live on SocialPilot and what's really upcoming and in the charts. And then we'll end the webinar with a Q&A session. Although we'll be having that, you can start asking your questions right away as we have our product experts ready to answer your questions in real time. We'll also pick up some, most common questions in between these sessions. So keep them coming. And without further ado, let's get started on our today's webinar. Let's look at why engagement is important. So when people engage, they're giving you direct feedback. It shows who your audience really is, how they behave, and what they care about. That insight helps you refine your targeting and messaging. Engagement also reveals what sparks curiosity and attention. So you can quickly see what sort of topics, products, services, or content is resonating. And you can double down on what really works, right? And with a better understanding from engagement, your GTM strategy also becomes sharper. You will get a sense of, what how your audience is actually responding, and you can craft your strategy accordingly. You would know how to position your product or where to promote it and what value to highlight from these insights, right? So engagement or the lack of it can be an early signal of the product market fit. If your audience interacts, shares, and responds to it, or how they're actually responding to it, it means a lot when you're actually releasing, let's say, the beta, or let's say trying to gauge if your audience is receptive of the product, right? And lower negative engagement can also point to deeper issues, maybe delays in your deliveries, or poor support, or any sort of disconnects with your content. It sort of forces you to look inward and fix your operational blind spots, right? And finally, consistent engagement builds more credibility, right? When people see you actively communicating, listening, and showing up, they begin to trust your brand, and trust eventually turns into loyalty. So, in short, engagement is not just a metric, it's your early warning system, your market research tool, and your brand builder. That's why it matters a lot. Moving on. So, if you're trying to boost engagement on social media, here's the deal. It's not just about posting more and more content. It's about sparking real conversations. So let's walk through a few super effective ways to do that. Firstly, don't just drop a post and disappear, or keep on posting something which does not ask a question. So ask something, ask questions, spark a conversation, say something that invites people to respond. Think of it like starting a chat and not only talking about yourself, right? And questions are an engagement fuel. But not the yes or no kind. Like essentially, if you ask your audience questions like, what's your take on this? If you ask for their opinions, people love sharing their opinions when you give them the space to, and definitely drives more engagement, right? So you can also stir the pot just a little, start a friendly debate, like, is this a genius move or a total fail? Right? Asking questions like these, or starting a debate where people might have mixed opinions definitely is a plus for your engagement, and would definitely give you more visibility, right? So that's one really good trick to sort of create convers or start conversations. So another important way to do it is pay attention to what's really your audience talking about, or where is their attention span, right? If your audience is talking about something as a part of your industry, uh, you can join in the wave of that trend, or create your own take on that trend as well, right? So riding that wave keeps you relevant and gives you the opportunity to create higher engagement. Polls, Q&As, AMAs, they're so simple, but they really work. People love easy, low effort ways to engage, and these tools make interactions super easy, driving a higher engagement for your brand. And then when you want more eyes on your content, you should definitely tag some influential people, some creators, partners, or teammates who might have worked on you on a certain product or a project. And definitely they would repost or add their 2 cents in terms of what they think about it. And there you go, you'll have a wider, more visible conversation on social, right? And memes are fun, fast, and insanely shareable. They tap into humor, and when done right, they can drive a ton of engagement without feeling forced. So yeah, if you want engagement, treat your audience like real people. Start conversations, listen, respond, and make it fun. That's how you stand out. So now let's move on to the next part on our agenda. Let's look at how brands and agencies manage engagement at scale. I'll hand it over to Sanjana, who's the perfect expert here to take us through this. So over to you, Sanjana.
Hey, thanks, Pushkar, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today. Pushkar did highlight about the impact of engagement and how to drive engagement. And at the core of it, engagement is about sparking a real connection with your audience, right? Opening a two-way conversation so you understand your audience better. So when your audience engage, they trust your brand better, and these trust turns into actions. So it could be as simple as a smiling staff member at the billing counter, or it could be replying to a DM quickly on your socials. So now let's see how this would work for different brands. Here we have Grow Easy Agency, and we have Emma and Sarah who are handling the social media strategy for multiple brands. And one common brand that Emma and Sarah together manage is Sparkle Shine Jewelry. One thing to keep in mind is Emma and Sarah are working on the content strategy, getting items reviewed, posting, keeping on top of the performance of the post. All of this And something that they also need to be worried about is engaging with their audience. And it's ensuring that no audience goes unheard. Sounds like a lot, right? They don't have to be worried because they're going to set up their different social media accounts onto their social inbox. Now, let's quickly see how Emma has achieved this. So Emma here has set up her social inbox with the Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook accounts. Now, what you'll notice here is that even though these accounts are from different social media platforms, it's all coming all together in one place. So they don't have to be app hopping all day to get their tasks done. And another setup that Emma will do right here is go into her settings and ensure that she invites her teammate, Sarah, into the conversation. So all that she does, give Sarah the managerial permissions of Sparkle Shine Jewelry. And that's it. With 2 steps, now Emma and Sarah can continue working with Sparkle Shine. Now let's see what's so special about Sparkle Shine and why Emma and Sarah are worried about it today. So with Women's Day around the corner, Sparkle and Shine is having their busiest season with an e-commerce sales as well as pop-up events. This brand, which focuses on custom handcrafted jewelry, is primarily focusing on boosting their online sales, getting registrations for their events, managing orders, as well as ensuring that they're building a community about the brand that they're creating, which is around sustainable fashion and sustainable jewelry. Now, keeping all of this in mind, let's look at how Emma and Sarah's day and what tasks they have. Emma is primarily focusing on boosting online sales, which could be within their community and answering any general queries about the product. Whereas Sarah is more focused on filling the seats for the brunch event that's coming up. So we have 2 people working for the same brand with different intentions. So let's see how Emma's day would look like, right? So Emma comes into work, she signs up into her social inbox dashboard, and she sees that she's flooded with messages and notifications. But Emma knows her priority. The first thing that she wants to do is ensure that any user who's shared an interest in buying a product with the exclusive promo code that they have should be answered. And to do this, Emma first chooses the social media accounts where she knows that she's got more interest from users. So she chooses the Instagram and Facebook account. And then she goes into comments because Emma has created a post where she gets her users to comment on a particular keyword so she can share an exclusive promo code. So now Emma searches for all the conversations that she has or all notifications that she has with the keyword Shine Shine, which was something that will enable her to share the promo code with these interested users. So Emma can right now see that there are multiple conversations, and all that she's got to do is she chooses to send the promo code over a DM to these users. So right now, from the comments, she directly gets to send a DM to this user saying, hey there, use our exclusive promo code. And to keep the liveliness of the brand alive, she also gets to use any kind of emojis or images that she wishes. So right now she has used an emoji to send out a message in a really warm tone, and that's it. Emma's already responded to one user, and she can say, also reply to the user asking them to check their DMs. And now Emma does know that there are some more conversations, and she could also be interested to follow up with these users, knowing that these are users who are interested in purchasing a product from the brand, right? So Emma can do this quick step of choosing all these conversations and adding in a tag to categorize them as users who got the sale promo code. So this way, at any point in time, if Emma wants to come back to these conversations from users, she can always just select that particular tag and she'll have all the conversations flowing in. Now, we'll have a look at the next thing that Emma has on our task list, which is to engage with users where she's posting about their brand. And this Emma is achieving through her LinkedIn content. So Emma goes in, quickly says, I want to look at only my LinkedIn conversations. And as soon as Emma's done that, we have all these comments from users that Emma notices, and she gets to answer all of them one by one. So here, Emma quickly first likes all the conversations, and she notices that one of the users has some more suggestions, right? So all that Emma says that, thank you for your suggestions. But Emma's a little worried in terms of her grammatical corrections. She doesn't have to worry, she doesn't have to go outside of the dashboard because she can quickly choose what content she wants to refine. And using AI, she could just change the tone to keep it more excited. And she gets all her suggestions on the dashboard itself. She wishes to add these suggestions. And then there we go. So now, once Emma's answered the conversations, another quick step that Emma can do here is mark this conversation as done. So that way, these conversations that Emma has already answered is not coming up on her inbox as an item or a conversation she needs to get back into. So this way, Emma can start refining her to-do list and it keeps on getting smaller and smaller. Now, let's also look at the last item that Emma has. That is, she wants to answer any product inquiries, right? So, coming here, Emma starts going through her inbox and she could be just checking these messages. Um, Oh no. Emma just opened up a conversation that was meant for Sarah because this is regarding the brunch event. And anything regarding the brunch event is something that Sarah is handling. She doesn't have to worry about it. She'll just mark the conversation as unread so it shows up on Sarah's unread um, list, and she can also tag the conversation to Sarah so that as soon as Sarah logs in, she'll notice that there's some conversations attached or tagged with her name and she can come back and respond to these. So let's move forward and let's see what other conversations that Emma has to handle today. Okay, lovely. So here we have a product inquiry, and again, Emma could respond to this user saying on their DM saying, hey there, um, check this link, the product, and share a link to their product. And if Emma feels like she wants to share more details with this user who seems pretty keen to answer the queries, Emma has to go into the user's conversation, and she can also wish to share any images about the product as well. So here we have another interested user. Okay, this is for the brunch event. Anyhow, we'll see how Emma could also be using some more interactive elements and say that, hey there, we'll reach out to you soon. And if Emma is worried about, and she can also tag Sarah and give Sarah some more details, right? So she can say that this is someone who's interested in a group booking, and she can leave that note for Sarah. And now there is one user that uh, was really interested in the product and asking for prices. And Emma does feel that this is an interesting user she wants to go back to. So another thing that Emma does is she stars this conversation. So it's like a pinned conversation available to her under start. And she can always come back to this user and try to, engage with this user thereon. Or if there's any new notifications from the user, she can always get back to them. So Emma has gone through all of her list in just a couple of minutes. So Emma was able to go through multiple conversations at once. She was able to prioritize and go through a inbox that was filled with multiple conversations in just a span of few minutes because she was able to prioritize well. She was able to search, she was able to categorize, she was able to effectively give a handoff to Sarah with any kind of internal notes as well. So this is how Emma was quickly able to achieve her goals for the day for one brand which is expecting a lot of engagement. Now, before we move further and see how Sarah would be using the same inbox, the same accounts to engage with their audience further, I would like to see if there's any questions that we can pick up from you guys. So, Pushkar, could you help me out on that, please?
Yeah, sure. So there are quite a few questions coming in. Let's look at some of the most common ones here, right? So um, the first one is, are messages and comments synced in real time?
Oh, 100%. So once you have your accounts connected and ensure that uh, you'll need to have the right credentials to connect these accounts. So once you've connected them on these inboxes, any replies or messages or comments that you're receiving as well as you're sharing, all of this is available to you in real time. So you don't have to be worried. So like you can notice here, I just removed the filter for comments and kept it for messages as well. And you can see that all the DM messages that I shared with this user is shared with them instantly. Yeah, Pushko, we can pick up another question.
Yeah. So another, I think, most common question here is, how can I ensure I'm responding to conversations faster and quicker?
Okay, so that's an interesting thing. So when it comes to how do you ensure that you can answer conversations quickly, and so it's about two things, right? One is you need to know when you have a new conversation or a new notification come of a new um, DM or a message coming into your account. And the second thing is how effectively you can communicate with your users or how quickly you can get that done. So, first thing, whenever we see that we want to know that there are inbox messages coming into my inbox, you might not always have to keep not have the time to always come in and keep looking at your inbox, keep refreshing it. You don't have to do that. All that I'll do here is go into my settings tab, and under notifications I will enable my web app notifications and keep the frequency to hourly. So this way, during my working hours, I know that as frequently as an hour, if there's any new notifications coming into my inbox, I'll always see them here. So as soon as I receive a notification, I know that I can get back to this user. And that is one of the quickest way you can stay on top of any new updates in within your inbox. And the next thing is, how do I know that what are the conversations I need to respond to my users to? As simple as go into your inbox, go into your under tab, where you have any messages that you have not interacted with or not answered for your users, as well as you can also sort these messages and ensure that you keep, the oldest message so that you can always say that, hey, this is something I want to answer first, and then move on to the next question. So and when it comes to interactions that we also saw was I can use my AI pilot to drive any kind of responses, even though I might not have the exact words to describe or type in my messages. I can also always, with the help of AI, rephrase my responses. So this way, you can keep on top of your brand's tone as well. If you want to keep it witty, you want to keep it fun, or you just want to keep it professional, it's all up to you. So this is how you can get through with most of the messages quickly and always stay on top of it.
Thanks for that, Sanjana. So we have another super relevant question here. So how do I manage conversations from, say, 100 social media accounts? Like I think if they have a large number of social media accounts is what they mean.
Got it. So when it comes to a high volume of accounts, one thing is you don't have a restriction in terms of how many accounts you can have connected within your inbox groups. So if you have about hundreds of accounts connected with on the dashboard, you can always connect all of these into your new inboxes. But the suggestion here is try to have a way of how you've broken down these accounts into multiple groups. So you could have it based on the frequency of how you're engaging. For example, I know that for Sparkle Shine, right now it's peak season and I need to be able to answer these queries first. So I'll ensure that these accounts are grouped together and I always check up on these messages every now and then. But there might be another group of accounts, for example, this account of Explore 101 where I don't need to engage as frequently. So I'll keep that in another group so that I don't have to check up on it quite often or follow up on it quite often. Or another smart way you would want to organize all of this would be based on how your teams function. So if you want different teams to be looking at different inbox groups, you can enable that as well. Or based on your clients, you want to segregate these accounts and keep it based on your the clients and the brands that you're dealing with, you can do that as well. So for example, I can have another inbox here with this group called RDJ, and I can quickly just search through with their social accounts and create them. And within a matter of few seconds, you can see here all my notifications for the different accounts connected with the platform are added in here. So I can get started with, prioritizing my messages as required. Okay, so I think we will continue with some more use cases and see how Sarah continues with her day, and then we'll pick up some more questions. Yes, so coming back to the Women's Day chaos that's happening with respect to Sparkle Shine, Sarah is focused on filling up their brunch event seats. Now, when it comes to Sarah's day, we know that Sarah needs to also look at the same social media accounts and probably the same conversations. Could it get tricky for Sarah to follow up on these conversations? Hey, she doesn't have to worry about that. So all that Sarah will do is coming to the same inbox and she'll notice that, oh, Emma's already tagged me in a couple of conversations. First, let me go through these conversations. So she'll dive right in, she'll choose the tag, and she waits for the conversations to come up. And this way, she already knows what comments she needs to respond back to. And she says, so this way, Emma already knows what's on her task list. And once she's answered all these queries, she simply marks them as done. So that way, Sarah also knows that she doesn't have, I mean, she's closing conversations, which is assigned for her. And she also has a couple of questions or queries coming in for the brunch, right? So she already knows there are some conversations that she needs to stay on top of and get back to. So she'll quickly choose this particular tag to identify those conversations and she'll see that, okay, some of these conversations are already answered. So she can just quickly mark them as done. And here we have an interesting ask. There is a brand who's looking to collaborate and trying to get in touch with us. And this is a DM, so let's keep it light and fun. We'll say, hey, Sarah. And she also can use any kind of interesting elements to keep the conversation fun and fresh. And oh, by mistake, Sarah moved this conversation into done, but she actually wanted to keep it pinned and star marked. She doesn't have to worry about it because she can quickly go into the done tab, identify which conversation she wanted to pull out from there. Just a second, and she can quickly say that I actually want to keep it, you know what, in my inbox, and I'll keep it starred. So this way, Sarah knows whichever conversation she wants to refer back to, she can always have it pinned in her start tab, or if there's any conversation that she still feels like there's some more conversations that are going on, I don't want to say that this is completely off my task list, she can just mark those conversations as done. So, yeah, now we have Sarah who's also able to go through a high volume of messages, a high volume of queries with respect to the brunch event very effectively, even though she was using the same social accounts and looking at the same conversations as Emma did. So we see Emma and Sarah who are quickly able to get a lot of their engagement wins for the day. And what were their engagement wins like? They ensured that they didn't miss out on any conversations during the day. They didn't have to have app hop all day to get all of this done. They didn't have to be worried or have to pick up the phone and communicate with each other on what they had to work on. And if they by mistake responded to any user, they didn't have to be worried about it. They could focus on any community building activities, keep the brand, uh, you know, send out any personalized messages, have the brand tone consistent across platforms, or if they wanted to customize it for a particular platform like LinkedIn, they were able to do so. And if there was any queries regarding products, they could share more details with their users and help with lead conversion as well. So how are they able to achieve all of this? Is because of how they were able to set up their social inbox, right? So they had these multiple accounts coming together in one inbox, which made it quicker for them, no app hopping, everything's organized with statuses and with tags. So I can quickly run through all these conversations. If there's anything that I want to hand off to my team, all that I'll do is probably tag them in conversations, leave notes for them so that they have something to refer back to in terms of what has been communicated or if there's any history there. And finally, they were also able to personalize any messages. So if they wanted to use links, images, emojis, GIFs, they could keep all of that interactive. And all of this they were able to do with just a simple inbox setup. So before we go further, I think, Pushkar, could you help me out with some more questions from our audience? So um, it'll be great to know what curiosity have we triggered.
Absolutely. So, I think the first question is that how do I keep conversations organized if I'm running multiple campaigns?
Oh, yes. So I think one thing that we did notice during this live demo, right? One of the campaigns that the brand was running. So they were able to quickly organize this using tags. And when it comes to tags, you have complete flexibility on even creating tags on the go. So you don't have to be worried about something not being available. Just say you're running a winter campaign and in runtime, you can just have these tags and stay organized. So you don't have to be worried about which team user and if they have these permissions to, handle certain conversations. You just create this so that they can come and start dealing with conversations linked to these tags. So one of the quickest way to keep your entire inbox organized would be with tags. So tags, you can use it for either marking something for your teammates or even campaigns.
Okay, thanks for that, Sanjana. So we have another question. I think, this is super relevant. Like, how does the AI feature help in writing replies? And does it really work in real life scenarios?
Yes, for sure. I think with this live demo, we saw how quick and easy it was for me to respond to any user. So I'll step in and show this again. So I have this comment from my user. I like the comment, I reply to it. I'll just say, for example, a thank you. And let's say I'm lazy to type in anything more. All that I do is choose to expand this using AI, and there you go. And with another click, I just insert this, and the message is ready to go. So this is as easy as two, three clicks, knowing what your intention is for using AI so you can enhance your responses with AI in runtime.
That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Sanjana. So I think there's sort of a lot of questions coming in, but I think we'll keep it for the final Q&A towards the end.
Yeah.
And definitely it will help us go through a lot of these cool capabilities possibly once again. But before that, let's move into the next part of the agenda on uh, our webinar, right? So let's look at some of the best practices to manage engagement at scale, and then later on we'll also look at some of the latest tools that were requested by you and launched on SocialPilot recently, and what's up and coming, so that you can make the most of them. So moving on, now let's talk about managing engagement. As important as it is to use great tools, it also takes a lot of consistent effort, right? So first off, we should have the habit of showing up consistently. If people don't see you, they'll forget you, especially when they're trying to reach out to you. Visibility actually builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. So make sure that you respond to every comment or DM or any of the tags that are made for your brand on socials, right? So it's even if even if you do like a quick thanks or just give an emoji reaction, it shows that your brand is listening, and that goes a long way. Managing engagement can also get overwhelming very fast, especially if you're juggling between multiple platforms or clients or campaigns, like we just saw, right? So um, it's a good idea to get organized, set up your workflow, use the tools smartly, automate where you can, and assign clear roles if you're working with uh, a team or with clients. The goal is to stay consistent without burning out and scale, right? So it's better that if it's planned and organized. And finally, don't just engage, like track it. Look at what kind of posts drive the most replies, which time slots work best for your brand, or where do conversations really drop off, right? So use those insights to adjust your strategy and build a smarter engagement, GDM strategy over time, right? So now let's look at a really cool and simple method to build more trust for your customer facing brands. Let's look at SocialPilot reviews, right? So the product is designed to help you generate more reviews on, say, about 20 plus online review platforms like Google My Business listings or Facebook business listings. Or if you're running, like, let's say, a SaaS business, then platforms like Trustpilot, right? So you can start generating reviews or automate these review requests from your customers. And SocialPilot really helps you integrate your CRM wherever, you're automatically building a list of your customers. You can send the review requests as soon as they are added to your database, right? And Social Pilot also, helps you manage reviews by replying with AI, right? In about 40 plus languages. So if you're running multi-location brands across the globe, uh, this would definitely help, right? And review management also helps you flag off any fake or irrelevant negative reviews before they actually go live on your business listing. So you can protect your reputation from anyone who is trying to, harm it purposely, right? You can also seamlessly remarket your reviews on your, let's say, website or social media through some automated features like, you have review widgets that you can add on your website, and it will pull out your most recent 5-star reviews from any of your listings, right? So do give it a try. It's absolutely free to get started. And you can definitely upgrade as you go, but uh, you know, it's definitely worth a try uh, for building a super trustworthy brand and building a better online reputation, right? Uh, and definitely do reach out to our support team. They will help you get onboarded and see if you're getting stuck anywhere. Uh, and we're sure that you'll build a better reputation online on your business listings, right? With that said, now let's look at some of the latest capabilities recently released on Social Pilot that definitely were most requested by you, right? So recently we've released the best time to post feature. So you can just go to your calendar and AI will tell you what is the best time to post for your brand, for your business page, based on based on intelligent algorithms, right? Like in terms of past performances or how a certain brands in the same industry are working, right? So um, that is one feature really worth a try. And then we've also launched templates for your analytics reports, right? So you can actually replicate a certain format and quickly send those reports to your clients. Let's say if you're already sending uh, analytics report to one of your clients, uh, you can just duplicate it very easily and customize it very quickly and send it across. You can also send it as a live dashboard uh, if you've already built a report. So these are some of the really cool features on analytics. And then we've really launched Social Pilot for Shopify. So when you log on to your Shopify dashboard, you will see Social Pilot if you add on that integration. And you can really create posts with AI for all your products and automate publishing your products on all your social media channels simultaneously. So do give it a try. It was one of the most requested features on Social Pilot, right? And next up we have the self-serve white label feature where we have automated the entire process of starting your white label journey, right? You can, set up your custom domain or your email, and you can get started with reselling Social Pilot as your very own social media automation platform, right? And then as product, right? So there are campaign templates on reviews which you can definitely use and reuse and replicate for multiple shop fronts and storefronts and brands. This will help you launch campaigns faster, right? And also there's like a huge product that's coming up, which is which will help you manage your reputation across multiple business listings, right? And it's worth waiting for. So we are super excited about launching it. So, keep your eyes and ears open. We'll reach out to you and definitely send you the communication as soon as it goes out. So yeah, these are some of the best products that we've seen that were launched recently. And moving on, we'll take up some Q&As. We have a few minutes before we close, so let's look at some of the most common questions that are super relevant. Sanjana, what do you say?
Yes, Pushkar, let's go for it.
Awesome. Cool. So, a certain conversations in the
So what I've noticed Sarah do here is that it was as simple as just starting the conversation. So I'll choose particular users that I know are someone who is really interested in my product. It might be a collaboration that we're doing. It could be another business that we're trying to tie up with. If you want these conversations as something you want to quickly access, you can mark them as starred, ensuring that they're important conversations. And you also have this tab that sort of filters out these starred conversations for you. So you can keep those special, important conversations going, and you don't have to be worried about missing out on any notifications. So don't be worried about the number of messages and active conversations you have going on inbox. You can quickly just move on to the start tab and find your important and relevant conversations. Yeah, Pushkar, we can.
Definitely. Yeah. So, another super relevant question is that how do I manage spam comments on my posts?
Okay, so this is pretty interesting, right? So when it comes to any spam conversations or any spam comments, you have two things or two ways you want to go about it. You could either say that I want to hide or I want to temporarily disable the visibility of a certain item because it doesn't stand right with my brand messaging, or you want to permanently delete these kind of troll comments. So, for example, here, Facebook is one such platform which allows you to control this much better, right? So you have both these options of either hiding the comments from your users or deleting them completely. So I can quickly say that, hey, I want to ensure that this message doesn't stay up on my live post, and I'll just quickly, with just two clicks, say that I want to disable this or delete this comment forever, and I don't have to refer back to it. If, on the other hand, you have certain users with whom you feel like they aren't engaging well with your brand, and these are customers you, or these are audience that you want to restrict or block, or multiple ways of going about it, you can always quickly go onto the user's profile on native platform and further restrict or block them. And you have the capability from the dashboard where you can just, with one click, going to the user's profile and handle or restrict any controls in any want to customize this user's visibility to your brand. So that's how you can handle any spam or troll comments, or even manage any unnecessary comments or content coming up on your social media accounts.
That's a really cool feature, Sanjana. I think it's super relevant because you see a lot of trollers online today. So it makes it super important, especially for brands who are trying to scale. So okay, so the next question is, can I share images while replying?
Oh, yes. So to make your responses more fun, or it could be as simple as or as important as a product detail that you want to share. So here I have this user who's asking me for the details of a particular product, right? So I can say that I will share the image of the product that the user is asking for, and I can quickly share that with the user. And also, I can use emojis. I think we saw an example of that. And users can also use images and GIFs that is available for them out there in the market. Just search through, and you have this integration as well available to keep your conversations as interactive as possible.
Cool. So next up we have, how can I get my clients to respond to some messages that might need their attention?
Okay, so this is a very interesting aspect, right? So you could have certain times where you need your clients to come and answer certain conversations. It might be something that's not a conversation pretty relevant to the context that you have. So here, quickly, what I can do is invite my clients to answer these queries for me on my inbox. So how do I go about it? Is again, go into my user settings. So I'll open up my user settings, invite a new client. So I'm inviting this user in. I'll say that he's a client, and the only visibility that right now I'm sharing for this client user is inbox. And don't be worried about, all the other inbox conversations that is there, that is visible to you. I can quickly say that I want to share conversations only with respect to a certain few platform accounts that I have for this brand, and this is what I want my client to engage with. So your clients are notified or invited through, they'll receive an email to sign up. And once they sign in, they will see conversations in inbox relevant to the accounts that they have access to. And even then, if you're a little concerned on how do I get my clients to focus on only some particular conversations, I don't want them to be looking at all the inbox messages and interact with those messages, right? I'll simply say that add a tag similar to how I did it for my teammates and say that this is something I want you to look into. And you can say um, customer query about, and you can also leave notes for your clients to ensure what is it that if there's any history which is also available for them to see here with the users, and also in terms of if you have any notes on what kind of tone that you want your users to use, or any sort of template that you want your clients to use, you can quickly drop all of these details on notes that your client can come in and refer through. So with these simple steps, you can have your clients coming in and interacting with the users as well on the same dashboard.
Thanks for that, Sanjana. I think with that, we come towards the end of the webinar. Right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And if you have, which you have, that we can see, you have a lot of questions still coming in. Do reach out to our experts, right, to support at socialpilot.co, and we'd be happy to answer any sort of questions that you might have. And our team is always available 24/7 to help you, get your campaigns live faster, and remove any sort of roadblocks that you might have, right? So thank you so much, everyone, and do give us a follow on our social media accounts on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. uh, we keep on sharing tips and tricks on these accounts to use Social Pilot in a more efficient way, and we'll also keep on announcing some really cool features that might have released freshly on Social Pilot, right? So definitely you'll learn a lot if you follow us on social with respect to these tips and tricks. So thank you so much, everyone, once again for joining in, and we'd love to see all of you in our next webinar. Bye bye till then.
Thank you.